doing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Jack, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Meac for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Face, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack, Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offer the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty. You already know what it is. Back again with another one. It's Friday! Listen, you already know what it is, man. So, man, it feels good, man. When you talking about a media day, you know football is just around the corner. You can smell it in the air when media days start kicking off. You can taste it. Football is here. It's coming. Okay, football is in the air. But hey, guys, I want to just, man, thank you guys, man, for being patient with me. I haven't been going live like I usually do because I'm married now. Okay, that really hasn't changed up. Let me tell you all a story. Story time, real quick for the introduction. If you haven't liked the stream already, go ahead and like the stream. Subscribe if you ain't already subscribed. If you don't listen, I'm telling you right now, somebody's not gonna like something I say. So if you watch the whole thing and you don't hear something you like, please do me the favor. Don't get in my comments. Don't hit me up on Twitter. Just
Unfollow me. If I make you feel some type of way, unfollow me. If low key you just here to hate,
just go ahead and unfollow me. You would do both of us the favor of just leaving, okay? Just go, okay? Like Old Yeller, like on 6 Man, Kitty, let it go, man. Anyway, I want to tell y'all a story about married life. Let me tell you how privileged people think when they get the title of a wife. Right? Let me tell you this story. Right? I'm gonna start calling these the marriage chronicles, right? Because you guys are gonna be with me through this journey. So here's some of the marriage chronicles, right? And I promise you, I know you're gonna shut up, Scotty. I'm gonna get into media today. I promise you. I got enough stuff to last you a lifetime. But let me tell you about these marriage chronicles, right? So I'm laying on the floor, just chilling on the phone, because we got hardwood throughout the house. So I'm laying in the living room, just chilling, with the kids or whatever. I'm just laying on the floor, right? And then my significant other, my newly crowned wife, she comes up behind me and deliberately steps on my foot on a hardwood floor. I'm like, ow, what is the deal? What are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did that hurt? Hell yeah, it hurt. You stepped your butt on my foot on this hardwood floor. And then she gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, babe. I'm like, you deliberately. I'm 6'1". You didn't miss me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not 5'2". You know what I'm saying? I got these long, flat feet. And now, if she wasn't a wife, would she have done that? That's it's when you get, it's that privilege. I said it to her. I said, I'm telling people on the channel, it's that privilege. When you see women, when they get that title, men, listen to me. When they get that title, that's when it change up. The physical abuse starts. The verbal abuse starts. That's how they get you, right? When you can't leave, you can't run. Then they want to change up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my back hurt. I don't got time to cook. All that type of stuff. But when we was out here, shacking, when we was out here shacking, I ain't get my foot stepped on. I'm eating good in the neighborhood. I just want to make that very clear. Why are you pulling up? Did that not happen?
Yeah, I was playing footsie.
You was playing footsie.
Yeah, because your foot was like back. It was like palm up. So I was just stepping on it, just playing footsie. Like, hey, I'm back. Like that. I didn't know that it hurt. I thought I was like stepping light. I would never do that intentionally, babe.
You intentionally stepped on my foot and then didn't know it was going to hurt as much.
It was like a physical touch. That's a love language. That's
not mine. It's not mine. But it's not mine.
But it's my love
It's not mine though.
Okay.
And that hurt. I
apologize.
Yeah, but it was just the entitlement that you had that you just step on my foot and think it was a physical touch. Like that's just weird.
Feel my love.
That's weird. Like why couldn't you just like rub my back or something? Like, hey babe, I'm back. Like
your back was low on the floor, so I was standing.
But it was
up.
good enough for you to step on my foot though. It
was just you act like I smashed your foot hard. That's not what happened.
It still hurt. It didn't matter how hard you did it. It hurt.
Babe, this was your foot. You said.
Wow.
He was like
So you're
this.
gonna tell me how much pressure? See, as a victim, you can't tell the victim how they felt in that moment. If I was on trial, you can't be like, well, I didn't mean. No, the victim felt the pain. I felt my foot was hurting. And it was enough for me to go, ow, that hurt.
Actually said, "Ow, what are you doing?"
Yeah. What are you doing?
Okay, babe, how could I make it up?
Oh, I'm in my show now. Now, don't try to make it up to me now.
I thought that I made it up to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
No.
muted. Anyway, let's continue on. We're gonna get right into the show today. Okay. Jesus, you're trying to get me kicked off of YouTube. Huh? That is a very formal word, like consummation. Everybody says consummation. Okay, and we're back. All right. Just an excuse not to do something around the house. I guess. Anyway, let's get into this. We're going to get right into these Meac rankings. These are your preseason predicted order of finishes in the Meac. You have number 6, Delaware State. That is no surprise there. Number 5, Norfolk State. Once again, that is no surprise. There is a race to the bottom. Between those two, it is a race to the bottom, okay? Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? You got Morgan State, South Carolina State, 3 and 4, 1 and 2. I mean, it's really 3 and 4, okay? 3 and 4 is however you felt that should be dictated in kind, right? Now, me personally, I'm going to say this, right? Seeing Corey Fields at Media Day, I got to give kudos to Buddy Pugh because that was a really big question mark for me for South Carolina State. And bringing Corey Fields to Media Day is assuming that he will be your starting quarterback. Now, it all depends on what Corey Fields you're getting. If you're getting the Celebration Bowl second half Corey Fields, you're capable. It's capable. If you're getting the Corey Fields in the first half where you can't put him in a china cabinet because he'll break everything, then they're definitely number 4, okay? But I think there's a lot of things between 3 and 4 that is very it can fluctuate because you have a lot of those. I got a South Carolina State guy who said, Scott, you got to be very, very mindful. Those sophomores that were in the Celebration Bowl are now seniors. You know what I'm saying? So now you have a very mature team coming back, right? With all the little pieces. But mind you, let it be known by Coach Buddy Pugh, they have a new DC. Jonathan Saxon has gone to Wofford, and then they have a new OC who's coming in as well. So this team could look completely different. But I don't think it's going to look as different as people think because Corey Fields is not. He's not the spread wide. I'm gonna throw it around the yard. He is not. He is the epitome of game manager. Okay, and that's being very generous, right? You don't know what you don't know with Corey Fields. You don't know who he's like, Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You don't know who you're going to get on any given day fooling with Corey Fields. Like I said, you can get first half Corey Fields where you just want to pull your hair out like, yo, what the hell are you doing? Or then you have the second half Corey Fields and he looks like Joe Montana. You know what I'm saying? So it's the inconsistency of Corey Fields at the quarterback position. So you can go with Morgan State to where you're like, okay, what their quarterback situation is going to be like going forward or who they're going to go with. But you know the team around is going to be solid. Or you can say, hey, I believe what South Carolina State has and what is coming back, Jablonski, Green, all those guys. I mean, you lose B.J. Davis, but you got Jablonski, Green coming back. You got pretty much all your O-line coming back. You know what I'm saying? You got running backs. You got talent. You lose Shaq Davis, but you're going to fill in some holes. So it's all about preference at those two, right? So you could go Morgan State at 3, South Carolina State at 4, and flip-flop. That is what it is. Howard at number 2. Listen, they number 2. I mean, it is what it is. You're co-champions. You're number 2. You know, it's like Southern in the championship by default. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And then North Carolina, listen, man, North Central, they're the big dogs. North Carolina Central, they're the big dogs. All right. It's funny how you go from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain in a year, and now you're the big dogs. Everybody chasing you down. It is what it is, and that's what it is. So this is the predicted order to finish. I'm gonna say this: Delaware State and Norfolk State. I just don't know what you're getting from them, right? And I'm gonna dive a little bit more deeper into some. I'm gonna dive a little deeper. I'm gonna get into the good and the bad, and I'm gonna go into my overall view of the Meac Media Day review and of stuff like that. But this is just a predicted order finish. Shout out to everybody who put out their orders. Shout out to my guy Mason. He put something out. Shout out to I think my boy Blue put something out. They just retweeted all this and stuff like that. They were there at the event. So shout out to those guys for being there and posting it on Twitter and things like that. All righty, let's get into today's the bad and ugly. Okay. The bad and ugly.
I'm petty, 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 I'm petty.
Are we in it? Now, with the bad and the ugly, I want to be very clear, right? If you're new to Offscript and you're a Meac person, you don't know what this is. I'm different, okay? This ain't the polished, oh my God, like, I wish. No. I'm going to say some things that's going to get you a little.
Throwing shots, that's how I know I got a trigger.
I'm throwing shots, okay? I don't care who they hit. I don't care who they hit. And if they hit you and you cry wolf or you yell, that's just on you. Right? So that's what we do. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, 2 things. If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it on that. And if you don't like nothing I say, you can always follow me. So let's get right into it. All right. Bad and ugly. First listen. I am sick and tired of this mess. This is absolute garbage. You don't get no name tags. I don't know who's talking. I don't have no stats, no graphics, nor nothing. The camera angles are trash. Like, bro, this is basic camera. Like, this is basic stuff, right? There should be single shots on the coaches as they speak. Okay? It's just, I mean, God dog, man. It's just little things make a presentation that much better. Right? No name, no graphics, no lower thirds, no ticker, no nothing. And then you have the nerve to put that 1955 Coca-Cola bottle as a sponsor. Nobody gives a damn for that glass Coca-Cola bottle you trying to sponsor. What? That thing looked like it hasn't been touched since the 1950s. What are we doing? Get a 2-liter out there. Get a Coca-Cola can. Get a Coca-Cola banner or something. This is the ultimate sign of, yo, put something out there and hope it works. Come on, man. Look at Coach Damon Wilson and look how small that Coca-Cola bottle looks compared to that man. That is a big man with that little ass Coca-Cola bottle. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Gots to do better, my boy. Gots to be more better. Just freaking crap, right? So I'm on the Pac-12 Media Day, which is absolutely amazing, by the way. Because you know why I went to Pac-12 Media Day trying to be petty, because you already know Coach Prime wasn't there, and I'm telling you right now, Coach Prime is ducking the white media. I don't give a damn what you talking about. Whoever said Coach Prime, I'm just saying, Coach Prime is ducking the white media. Your toes have been cripping, throwing up gang signs for the last 2 to 3 years while you was on the sideline of Jackson. Now, all of a sudden, you got to get surgery. Nah, I'm not believing it, my boy. Anyway, let's continue, right? So you can see clearly This is the ESPN Plus at the top with the graphics for the Meac media. And then this is Pac-12 media at the bottom. Is that so hard? Shout out to Cameron Ward. You know, that's Blues guy. Is that so hard? Can I get a Cameron Ward at the bottom? Can I get the young? I don't even know these young men's name. Okay, I'm about to be like Coach Fred, young men's. I don't even know these young men's name at the Meac. You get what I'm saying? This is just pure, unadulterated. I don't give a damn. This is, I'm just putting stuff out here. People gonna talk about it. People ain't gonna say shit about it. They gonna be happy that they own television. The Pac-12, listen, you guys can be like, oh, Scotty thinks the white man's ice is colder. The Pac-12 is doing it on its own network, right? I even did the due diligence for you, okay? I even did the due diligence for you and looked up who owns the Pac-12 network. Guess who owns it? The conference. The conference. The conference owns it. So they put their own production on YouTube, by the way. You can watch it live on YouTube, and you can go back and replay it if you missed something. It's the little things. I keep trying to tell y'all, you guys think it's so, oh my God, you got to do this. We got to know. They put that bam on the Pac-12 app. They put it on YouTube where you can watch it live and just kick back, relax, watch your feet. It's the first time they've ever done an all-day media coverage of the Pac-12. Guess why they did that? Because of the interest by Dion. That's a smart play by the Pac-12. That's what happens when you have a white person leading your conference. Then, my bad.
Throwing shots, that's how I know I got a trigger.
I won't use race. I'll say that's when you have business people leading. That's when you have business people leading and not. Okay, anyway, right? So let's move on. So it's just very simple. So now if anybody wanted to go back and watch the Pac-12 Media Day, what do? They go on YouTube, go to the Pac-12 network, and they can rewatch it as much as they like. But that's neither here nor there because you would rather keep your stuff on ESPN Plus, where if you missed it, and now you got to hope you can see a replay. Or somebody done TiVo'd it or DVR'd it, and maybe you can catch it later. Come on, man. Let's continue on. Oh, is that a lower third, Blue? You see that? My boy Blue said, I made that in 5 minutes. Look at that lower third. That is a beautiful, look, I know who talking. That's Ashley Adamson. Got the Twitter on the bottom. That is what Yogi Roth got the Twitter on the bottom. That's Anthony Gold, Kitten Oladipo. Boy up there looking like Cisco with the blonde hair. Now I know. See, these are the things that you're missing. And it's not about, oh, Scotty, we don't got them. It's just the time. It's just taking the time out to do it. Like, look at this, right? Could this not be something that you saw for Coach Damon Wilson putting up his former stats at Bowie State? Could you not have seen this for Lee Hall at Delaware State, talking about the stuff he did at Howard, or talking about, you know what I'm saying, talking about Trey Oliver and what he's accomplished at North Carolina Central? These are the things that make your presentation that much better. And it's not hard. It's just very simple. You could have put that up for Trey Oliver and said, fun fact, Dawson Odoms was the first one to give him his coordinator job. It's just the little things that you decide not to do. But then when I bring them up, it's, oh, Scotty thinks the white man's ice is colder. No, I think what the white man is doing is pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. That's what I think, okay? That's what I think. It ain't no white man's ice is cold. I think what the white man is doing is pretty damn cool, if I do say so myself, okay? And listen, if you got an issue, go find a graphics person in your freaking conference and have them do it. Get an intern to do this. right? Get somebody in the Meac knows how to do this. Find them. Oh, just stupid stuff, man. And one last thing, you know what I'm saying? Just stupid stuff. This is just too easy, man. All right, moving on. Now let me be okay. Let me be very clear about this. I want to make a caveat. Let me blow myself. I want to make a caveat. I love Tiffany Green. She's the GOAT. She's the GOAT at what she does, broadcasting, announcing. She's the absolute GOAT. But listen, these puffball questions got to stop. I'm sorry. This, they got to stop, man. Like, yo, this, people care about football. You can stop asking this or that, day or night, half empty or half full, little baby. I don't care. I do not care. Stop with the puffball questions. Jay Walker come up there. My boy Perry said earlier, Jay Walker be like, oh, coach, I got to ask. I got to ask you, coach. Got to ask you. Do you put hot sauce on your chicken? I don't give a damn. Is it Stacey Adams or is it Steve Madden? Who gives a damn? We're here for football and we're here for the media day of understanding what these teams are and what they're doing. They got to listen. They got to stop. They got to stop with that, man. And then also you got to open it up to media questions. You have to open up the floor to media members who have driven or came a long way to be at that media day who have real football questions instead of your pecans or pistachios. And I want to be very clear. I love Tiffany Green. But I got to call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? I got to call a spade a spade. They got to stop doing that, man. They really, 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 really got to stop doing that. That's what kills me because it's like there are so many questions to be like outside of North Carolina Central, right? There's a lot of questions that needed to be answered in regards to football, right? Just the period basis alone. So one, the format needs to change. The players should not come out with the coaches. You should have a coaches section first, then let the media members ask questions to the coaches. Then bring the players out, have a section for the players. Then open them up to questions. And so, Ninja, it's 6 teams. You don't have 10 teams. It's 6 of you Bamas. We can do it really? We could do it. It's 6 of you Bamas. 6. What are we talking about? You got time to break it up. Instead of trying to squeeze everything into an hour, you can make media day 3 hours for 6 teams, 2 hours for 6 teams. Okay? 3 for the first hour and 3 for the second hour. You got all the time in the world. It's 6 teams. Somebody make that make sense to me, right? So the reason Sanja is up here is because Sanja, okay, Big Mama, she needs to change the format up.
She's throwing shots, that's how I know I got a trigger.
Okay, Big Mama got to change the format up. Simple. Okay, she got to change the format up. So stop having them all come out together. Stop doing that. Open it up to media members because I'm tired of the bubblegum ass questions. Okay, I'm tired of it. And hey, I see you, Rocky. Let me open up the call line. All right.
There is one other participant in the conference.
let me say this before I get to the good part, right? And I'm gonna take a caller from Rocky. Before I get to the good part, Sanja, Tiffany, Jay, listen, man. I love my black women. I love. Like I can't say this enough. I love Tiffany Green, right? I love black women. I love Big Mama, right? I love my black women. But stop having a salon set. This ain't a salon. Oh yeah, girl, you got your hair. This ain't a salon meeting, okay? Ask that woman some real ass questions. Like, hey, with the media landscape, what are you guys looking to do for your secondary rights? Your contract with ESPN is coming up very soon. What does that look like? Expansion. What does it? I don't give a damn if you ask her about expansion every single freaking year. It matters. It is relevant. Ask her about expansion. Stop having, oh girl, your weave is good. Oh, black sister. Oh, tell me your future for the Meac. She ain't gonna tell you nothing because she ain't got no plan. Hold her feet to the fire. What does expansion look like for the Meac? What are your plans for expansion? What are your plans for your secondary media rights? What does that look like going forward? Listen, I know she can give you the stereotypical answers of, oh, yeah, we're happy with ESPN. We haven't thought that far. Okay, but I'm going to ask you the question. This is my issue with HBCU media, right? Is that we do too much civil servant type stuff. It's like, because you black and I'm black, I'm not going to ask you the real question. I'm not going to, because you my brother from another, so I ain't going to really put you in hell. No, I'm putting your ass on the spot because that's what you get paid to do. You get paid to be on the spot. Big Mama out here making $200,000. Ask her a real ass question. These coaches are getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Ask them some real ass questions. It's sickening. I don't want to hear about her feelings towards the celebration, but I don't give a damn. I don't want to hear her talking about some tennis championship. I don't give a damn. Ask her some hard-hitting ass questions, right? Because all those white Bamas, listen, when I went to SEC Media Day, the first thing the commissioner addressed was the inclusion of Texas and Oklahoma, because he knew the question was coming, and he talked about NIL deals because he knew the question was coming, right? So people making 3 times as much as Big Mama out here answering some real ass questions. The Bama from the Pac-12 had to answer some questions today. Oh, we're still looking for a media deal. Because he know them Bama's going to ask. Come on, man. Rocky, coming to you. Then JB, you next.
Hey, Scotty, you kind of stole some of my thunder, but I want to stay on what you're talking about, right? Is that we create a system, what it sounds like. They create a system that doesn't really challenge the people who are in charge. So even from the outside, when they're looking for ADs and they're looking for presidents and they're looking for head coaches and assistant coaches, they really don't know how tough these guys are as it relates to dealing with the media because they never get to be put in the fire.
Facts.
Right? And when you do that, you breed a level of incompetence among leadership, right? That ultimately bears itself out in the results that they get. Like, at the end of the day, you should always be willing to challenge your leadership, not to show them up, not to try to make them look stupid, but to see what level of competency that they actually have. Like, the reality is, you got a conference with 6 teams. You need to be trying to address expansion or merger. Like, you need to have that conversation out loud with everybody so that everybody involved understands what the possibilities are for the Meac, right? That's something that needs to be addressed. And if you don't address that and you only do, hot sauce and ketchup kind of questions, you end up leaving and here's the disservice you do to Meac football, because these guys are going to go out there, they go put their bodies in there on the line each and every day. There are amazing stories that come out of that every team is having, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be competitions at certain positions and all that kind of stuff. You never get to that stuff because you're too busy asking hot sauce and ketchup ass questions.
Come on.
And that's the reality. Like a coach who's on the hot seat needs to be asked, okay, this is your third year, coach. The best you finish, you coming up on your third year, the best you finish is second your first year, you dropped all the way down to what it was last year, right? Do you feel pressure to make some results and considering that you were a SWAC champion, when you were in the SWAC? Right?
Absolutely.
He needs to be asked that question. Like that's a real question. What's his expectations? So that he could ultimately at the end of the year be measured against his own expectations out loud, and these people don't get to write their own narratives or change the narrative in the middle of the season. Like I say, man, these softball kind of interviews and questions, we really don't challenge our folks, man, and we really never find out if they really deserve to be where they are or if it's just a homeboy hookup friendship kind of deal that has been going on before. Like the fact that this is a college conference, right? And it looks like a presentation that some sixth graders put together in a middle school media class. That's ridiculous. Because here's what makes it ridiculous, Scotty. Somebody is getting a check for producing that media.
Come on. Somebody got paid to put that on. That's crazy to me.
Like somebody getting a check for that. And somebody paid for that. And at the end of the day, that's how the Meac is being represented out here in these streets as a second tier, bottom of the barrel production for really, let's be honest, this is the biggest media day in HBCU sports when you talk about football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Football is their biggest sport. Not unless there's some band media day out there that I don't know about, because I don't give a damn about the band, but there may be a band media day. But if there's no band media day, this is the biggest media day in HBCU football for Black college conferences.
Yeah.
And so if this is in your biggest day and you're being represented by these substandard productions, man, what does it say about you as a conference? What does it say about the schools who are members of that conference? Come on, man. We got to have a better standard as far as production. Like the alumni of those schools and the members of those conferences got to demand more from the conference, because it looks like a second-rate operation. And I know that those colleges and universities, produce competent men and women each and every year. Graduates who should be represented better than that. To be perfectly honest with you,
hey, appreciate
they should be represented better than that, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let you. I just wanted to give you a break, Scotty. You was on the roll, man, and if you're gonna last the whole broadcast, man, you need to take a break. So I wanted to join in and help you out here, man. So
no problem.
Man, keep doing what you're doing, man. I can't wait to football season.
All right, man. Appreciate the call. JB, coming to you. Then we're gonna move on to the good. What's up, JB?
Scotty. Oh boy. I don't know what the hell to start with this, but I'm going to try. You mentioned the softball asked questions that's being asked, and then you talked about fans want to talk about football. Let me ask you this: are you sure about that? I mean, let's be frank for a minute. And of course, the questions and stuff kind of prove it. Here, why is it that? I'm sorry, I'll come back to that. Whenever we try to have real football discussions or try to have real questions about things that are happening on the field or whatever, or anything that will challenge the leadership and the status quo, we get accused of, quote unquote, attacking them.
Facts.
We get accused of making them look bad. The reason why they ask the softball questions from the favorites and not the other media people that come in from out of town is because those are the folks that are likely to ask those questions that, quite frankly, leadership is not ready to answer, who do not want to ask. How much you want to bet that the conference commissioner does not have an answer about secondary rights? or about the Celebration Bowl or about anything else that comes in. Because football, and let's be frank for a minute about this, Scotty, HBCU fans view football still as a cultural show and as entertainment, not as real football as a whole. We all know this. This is the reason why this stuff needs to come up, Scotty. And then speaking of quality, check your text messages. I sent you something that I saw a couple days ago. I know you're very big about media and stuff like that. Awesome stuff. Check it out.
All
but
right,
the I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I said, all right, I got you.
Yeah. Well, Jay Bub actually another next point out. They're scared to kick the dust. Once again, people are afraid to ask questions that will make people look uncomfortable. They'll make people look embarrassed because it's all about protection. And then finally, let me say this as well. About your show the other day, which I want to call in on. I called before, but I missed it. Conversation that I had with my ex about this stuff, actually when we were still together. She's a graduate of SMU. And then, of course, if anyone here knows about SMU, you know about how much cheese and money they got, whatnot. They had a capital campaign trying to raise about $1.7 billion. They ended up raising $2 billion. The first question I actually said, damn, y'all got money. She's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, now we need to make some new friends. And so the reason why I bring this up is because with the media show from a couple of days ago you did with UEN and from the Texas Legends and according to media stuff here, this is what happens when we try to get out of our comfort zones. We grow, we get stronger. I'm not sure if we as a whole as HBCUs are ready to get out that comfort zone. So until we do that, we're going to keep doing what we are. And that's where I got.
Hey, man, appreciate the call, JB. Man, listen. I'm gonna go back to this I brought up earlier. KP, I'm gonna get to your question. I want to bring this up. I just want y'all to read it. I just want y'all to understand what I'm saying, because I'm not just out here talking for my health, right? Look at this. It says Friday's football medias were no different in his first public address in months. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Kliakoff didn't announce a deal as reporters had suggested. He said he wanted to keep the focus on football, but didn't confirm a deal was done. The longer we wait for the media deal, the better our options get. There is an underlying shift in the media market that's happening. He also laid out the conference expansion plan. You know why he took the initiative? It's because he know them Bama's is going to ask. First, it will ink a media deal with the existing members, minus USC and UCLA, of course. Then the schools will sign a grant of rights agreement with Kliakoff, whatever, claims has already been negotiated. Only then, he said, with the Pac-12 potentially extend invitations to new. He knew the process and how this was going to work. So you got to get out in front of things. But there is nothing to get out in front of in the HBCU space. Why? Because nobody wants to ask the hard questions. Nobody wants to really be a journalist or reporter and say, hey, what is your plan for expansion? You're in year 2 or a full year of being the commissioner of the Meac. Have you came up with a plan for expansion? Are you looking at teams? What are the requirements? Any of those. And it doesn't matter if you ask it every year because it's relevant every year. It is relevant. You get what I'm saying? So it's just little things like that that bother me. Secondary rights. You don't want to ask about the main rights because of ESPN. You're on ESPN Plus platform. Okay, granted, got it good. You ain't want to ruffle no feathers. Secondary rights. Hey, commissioner, have you looked into secondary rights? You have HBCU Go. You have Urban Edge Network. You have NFL Network. You have all these companies and entities that are partnering with HBCU football and basketball. Are those things you're looking at? You have Flow Sports. You have all. What is your plan? Somebody sit this lady down, hold her feet to the fire, ask Big Mama what she cooking. Ask Big Mama what she is cooking. Because what y'all are doing is literally walking into this woman's kitchen blind and, oh, it smell good. It smell good. Something must be going on. You don't know if it's catered. You don't know if she ordered that from DoorDash. You don't know if she cooked it. You don't know if there's cats running around in her kitchen. You don't know nothing, but you trying to eat. But I'm the bad guy because I'm telling y'all to do your job. You're given access to these spaces and you can't do your due diligence and just ask the hard freaking question. All right. Moving on. Because I ain't. Anyway, let's talk about the good. Right? Let's talk about the good, child. Because, everybody says, Scotty, you don't ever talk about the good. You're always trying to bash. Well, I got some good. Let's talk about the good. And you're the video board. This is the only thing that saves the Meac every year. This is the only thing that saves them every year is this beastie ass video board. Okay? What this reminds me of, right, is a friend who has this is what this reminds me of. You remember when the Chrysler 300s first came out and your homeboy or homegirl got one and they stunting on you for the whole year and they just like, yeah, I got you. Oh, that's bad. And then 2 or 3 years later, you realize that it only got a luxury clock. It ain't got no touch screen. It's bad on gas. And they still thinking this is the hottest thing out. You be like, hey, man, this ain't it no more. Okay? This is how I feel about this damn video board. It was nice the first time I saw it. Oh, shoot. Oh, man, that's nice. Right? Then when you really think about, okay, you're like, hey, man, listen. It don't show nothing else. It don't show no highlights. You know what I'm saying? It don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I get some, can I get a graphic? Can I get a highlight on here? You know what I'm saying? Because if you go back, if you want to talk about a media day, the SIAC was doing the damn thing. They had the team up there. They were showing highlights of the teams. They showed the schedule of it. I mean, they did a lot of stuff with it. All right? They did a lot of stuff with it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying the video board is cool. It's better than the SWAC and a wrinkly ass blanket in the back. Okay? When they got the SWAC and they got the wrinkly ass blanket, look like it hasn't been ironed since, 1995. And they just like, and they dust it off and they pull it out and they don't iron it. You're like, damn, you could at least iron them up. At least iron them up. You know what I'm saying? They iron them up. You know what I'm saying? Then they bring you out. Then they bring you out with the little director chairs, and everybody got to share a mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like your cousins down the street. Like, we good. We ain't like them. They broke. I mean, we just broke. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. It just is what it is. So the video board saves them every freaking year. So as long as they keep doing that, it's decent. It's a decent production, but you still got to add all the things I talked about in the back. All right. Now let's go on. Listen, this man is a godsend. If it wasn't for Coach Trey Oliver, this Media Meac Day was trash. He is the lifesaver. He's the Bama pushing on Bama's chest, you know what I'm saying, to the Meac. Because there is no clips without Trey Oliver. There is no highlights without Trey Oliver. Trey Oliver is what you need to make your media day a media day. He is the Saison. He is the Tonys. You get what I'm saying? He's the chicken broth. He is that. He is the core of what a media day is. And let me show you why.
You already said that you got some people circling your schedule as well. You happy to be here with the other coaches. So,
I'm sorry. The one of them is Buddy Pugh, South Carolina State. That's circle too. Yeah, Buddy Pugh kicked my butt 3 years in a row. So I told him last night I got something for him too.
Okay, first part, right? This is him acknowledging that he's lost, right? He's a champion. He's acknowledging that he lost. He's like, yo, I owe him one. You get what I'm saying? It's all fun banter. But it's just good. It's refreshing. It's like, yes, man, bring some energy to this thing, right? Have fun with it. So he tells you, hey, man, he been kicking my butt for the last 2-3 years. I got to get right. I got to get right. Here goes the second half, and this is what everybody been watching on Twitter.
Shout out, coach, man.
Have you been asked about a conference championship game yet?
What you mean, conference championship game?
Should there be a Meac conference championship game at the end of the season to see who goes to the Celebration Bowl?
Let me tell you this. We play every team in our conference, okay? Mm-hmm. We didn't need a conference championship game. We need a conference championship game.
Okay.
We put 50 points up on Howard University. What else? Why we need to play again? Who gonna come back and see that? Would you come back and pay to see that? And I love Coach Larry Scott. Larry Scott is a great coach, unbelievable resume, all the places he's been. Howard is an outstanding program. But at the end of the day, we were a better football team. I understand the rules had to change, and the commissioner, they tweaked all that stuff. But no, we don't need a conference championship game with 6 teams, no.
All right, well, Coach, I wish you the best this season. I appreciate your time.
We don't need a conference championship with 6 teams. And who gonna come back and see me whoop their ass again? That's really what he said. Who gonna come back and it's the same thing as how Jackson State felt about Southern. Yo, we already smashed you, my boy. 35-0. Why are we playing this again? Right? So he says, what I need a conference championship for? I put 50 on you. 50-5-0. As my boy Mike Reed would say, listen, Sanderson's Farms, I need a 50-piece, right? 3 barbecue, 3 Polynesian, and 3 ranch. Conference championship for what? So I can put 60 on them the next time? So I can beat them by 30? For what? But this is what, and listen, and once again, it's not to downplay the program, but what happens is you bring the energy for next season. You're selling a fight. You're selling a product. And this is what I'm sick and tired of these coaches. Like, listen, I love Coach Damon Wilson, right? Maryland through and through. Shout out to him. Shout out to Coach Sewell. They my guys, right? Maryland through and through, right? But you can't do the same old, right? Like Coach Dawson Odoms, they gave you a chance to be yourself, and then you're gonna try to be all reserved. They said, how it go? You know, he on the Twitter, behold, the green and gold. He gonna get on the media day, behold, the green and gold. No, stand up, say it with your nuts. Say it with your nuts. Same way you said it on Twitter, say it at the media day. Believe that stuff, right? You got Lee Hall. He walk into Delaware State acting like he Pharaoh for Moses. Then he want to get on Meac Media Day and act like he a shy little boy walking to a new school. Oh, yeah, you know, as a first-year head coach, you know. Sound like Michael Jackson when he was part of the Jackson 5. Oh, yeah, you know, we're just here at Delaware State. You know, we came in for the summer, had summer workouts. You know, we had 15 practices, and they looked darn good. They looked real good. You know, they came in and did what they needed to do, and now we're here. You know, and now we're here, and I'm sitting in front of you, and you know what I'm saying? It's like no. What? It's like I love Coach Buddy Pugh. Coach Buddy Pugh, like, hey, I need this Bama to throw, and I need that Bama to hit. You want us to be good? I need my quarterback to throw the damn ball. He didn't say damn, but he's like, I need him to throw, and I need my man to hit, okay? That's what I need them to do. You got to have energy when you're having media day. It makes it lively. It makes those games must-see TV. You only got 6 of them mugs. You got 6 of them mugs, okay? 6. You got 6 teams. Make it make sense and make it count, right? The SWAC already think your Bama's is cheating because you get an extra 2 or 3 weeks because you don't play a championship game, okay? Make it make sense, right? Howard should have came on it. Well, Howard's mic was all jacked up. It sounded like somebody was DJing with the mic. That's what it sounded like the whole time Larry Scott was talking. Hey, what the hell is that? I'm like, what the hell is this? You feel me? So I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. I love Coach Oliver's energy, right? And at the end of the day, win, lose, or draw, man, it's a game. It's for entertainment. Now, I get it. These are these men's jobs and their livelihood, so I understand it. I'm not saying, but I'm saying when you have an opportunity to put your personality on the front street, when you have an opportunity to set your program apart with just the energy that you bring, you know what I'm saying? Do that. That's what I'm saying. You can't have Lee Hall up in here sounding like Michael Jackson not hitting puberty. Then you got Coach Odoms, who sounds like the baritone from Temptations every other day. Then he gonna act scared when he get the opportunity. It's like dumb stuff. It's dumb. And then you got Howard. They don't even want to address the ass whooping they got. You don't even want to address that. You don't even want to talk about that. You go, well, I don't even think they asked. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got Jay up there trying to pacify his bison. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, he up there trying to pacify his Howard Bison. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they got a strong program. Ninja win. It's Howard. Nobody cares about. They care about charcuterie boards more than they care about football at Howard. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Come on, man. They care about cheese and onions and crackers before they care about football at Howard. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Ask that man how he got his ass whooped by NCCU and how they get beat by 50. Come on, man. Stop, man. Like, this is the stuff I'm talking about. It's just the foolishness. This is all it is. It's foolishness. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. Right? And last but not least, man, this is what you get. When you have Coach Trey Oliver talking the way he talks and standing on it and bringing that energy to media day, you make these games must see. You know what I'm saying? You make these games must see TV. It's the same thing with Willie Simmons in the JSU game. Yeah, it was going to be a good game, but now that my man was talking smack, oh, I got to be there. I got to watch this. And win or lose, draw. You got to stand on it, but it's fun. It's a game. You know what I'm saying? So now, like you said, NCCU Howard's now must see. You absolutely right. Must see if they get another 50 piece put on them. You feel me? So it's stuff like that, right? It's things like that that take HBCU football to another level, right? It's the Lane Kiffins who give you a soundbite every other freaking week. Right? When he talked about Paul Feinbaum and Paul Feinbaum talking bad about Nick Saban and Nick Saban gets mad and then he starts winning again. Right? You need those. You need that. You need that. And once the HBCU space understands you're selling a fight, you're selling tickets, right? You're making headlines, then you can see your product grow because of just the sheer eyes of people wanting to see that game. You are trying to get people in. You're trying to get butts in seats and eyes on the TV. That is what you're trying to do. You are Don King of your own institution. You are the Floyd Mayweather. Dang, KB, you just took my. You know what I'm saying? You are the Floyd Mayweather of your team. Sell it. Sell it. I don't give a damn if you play in Norfolk State and you know you're going to beat them by 30. Sell it. Right? Sell it. So, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Man. Last thing, man, my final thoughts. All right, final thoughts on this whole situation is this. And if you would like to call in, 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124, you are more than welcome to call in during this time. My final thoughts is this. One, as a whole, if I was giving the Meac day a rating, I would rate it a 6, right? I would rate it a 6, and it's because of the lack of detail in the product. Yes, the video board takes you to a 5, right? The video board is always going to keep you at a 5 because of the visual effect of it. But what are you going to do from there? You can't just stop at the video board, right? You got to get the lower thirds. You got to get the name tags. You got to get the graphics. You got to get the highlights. Like, what I don't understand is ESPN is putting on the production. You have the rights to the content that you play. If it's highlights of Davius, if it's highlights of Khalil Baker, if it's highlights of the Bald or Corey Field, if it's highlights of those games while these guys are talking, then do that. Or if it's a single shot like I am, and then you on the side like this, you're playing the highlights, do that as well. Take the production to another level. It's very simple. And you have a whole year to plan for this, and you still come out with the same basic, boring ass stuff. The second part of the final thoughts is simply this. You got to start asking some hard-hitting questions. Like, people want answers. People truly want answers for football. I don't care if they like Texas Pete over Louisiana. I don't give a damn. I don't care if they like dunks over Air Force Ones. I do not. I feel like the girl from Remember the Tyrants, Karen. I don't care. Ask football questions. Who is your incoming quarterback at Norfolk State? Is there a quarterback battle? Right? You know, ask the question at Delaware State. Hey, you've had an exodus of quarterbacks. How do you replace it? How do you replace the quarterbacks that you've lost? Do you feel that position is going to be a hindrance? How do you protect that? Defensively, are you going to be as good as you were last year? You lose Isaiah Williams. How do you replace his production? Ask football questions. Do your homework. Right? You're going to Coach Buddy Pugh. Hey, Buddy Pugh, you play a lot of FBS competition before conference play. How has that helped you over the years? Because in the Celebration Bowl year, you played and then you went undefeated in the conference. Is that a strategy? Is that a method? Ask real questions. And last, before I get to the call lines, right? Listen, man. Just got to be better. Just got to be better all around. We just have to be better all the way around. You know what? Last thing too. Ask Trey Oliver how excited he's for the UCLA game. How excited is he to see his quarterback go up against an FBS competition on his senior year, on his year to trying to be drafted? How important that game is, or how ready, or how amped up he is, or whatever. Ask some questions. Ask some real deal Holyfield questions. Sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. All right, Bobby, coming to you then, Bridges. What's up, Bobby? You live.
Got it, my boy. This is the first time I got a chance to speak since the wedding, man. Congratulations to you and the missus.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. The part that's upsetting, man, we talk about funding, right?
Yep.
But we always drop the ball on opportunities to flex our muscles and be a little peacockish. Media days are days where you can bring in people to give money to your program, to your conference, have people like, you know, there that can donate to individual schools. Maybe they'll find a coach that they like. And maybe they might not get to the conference, or maybe they give to the school, but it helps the conference.
Yeah.
And we always drop the ball on opportunities to do those type things by giving half productions, not full productions. It's like they don't. You look at it as they know a year out. They know 3 years from now what their media day is going to be on. Why can't you make it an extravaganza?
Why can't you? Why can't you?
Why can't you? Why can't you find bigger and better venues to have it, even if you stay in your city? There has to be a better venue that's more conducive to you highlighting programs, highlighting coaches, highlighting your conference. And it's not like they're doing much else.
Facts.
So you have this one event that you host. every year, and you know it's gonna happen every year. You know the week is gonna happen every year, and it's trash. It's unacceptable. But that's all I had to say about it, man.
Hey, man, appreciate the call as always, Bobby.
All right, bro. Be easy.
Man. And listen, and before I go to my boy Bridges, my final thought is, listen, it's still going to be better than the SWAC. I don't even got to see what the SWAC is bringing, and I can already tell you it's going to be better than the SWAC. It's going to be. Because what will make you think anything different? They're like cousins. They're like distant brothers, or like one's a brother, one's a sister. They do the same shit. They in the same house. They've been raised the same way. Right? So it's literally going to be the same crap. You probably going to see that banner behind the commissioner, him preaching that he's a super conference, and that shit need to be ironed. Bridges, coming to you.
Yo, what's up, Scotty?
What's good?
Not much, man. This is sad, man. This is like it's not the TV show. It's the people in the TV that can't act their ass off if a wet paper bag just came out.
Mm-hmm.
This is sad. You know you're gonna have the cameras on you. You know you're gonna have the spotlights on you. So it's your 15 minutes to get as much content as you can out there for everybody can see, but you don't work the camera.
That's good. That's good, B. That's good.
That's like saying let's just put this in a wrestling perspective. Scotty, me and you in a wrestling match. And like I'm the veteran or Hulk Hogan or something. You know my finishing move is the leg drop. You know if I come off them damn ropes and I'm about to drop this leg, you better sell that motherfucker. But guess what? You don't sell it, Scotty. So nobody don't believe that's my finishing move. That's what's going on right here in the media day. It's only two people. It's only two coaches right now that got finishing moves, and they sell it, and they sell the ass off the finishing move. And North Carolina Central head coach and Buddy Pugh. You know, it's basically the Rock and Stone Cold right now trying to take the WWE. That's what it is. And these rest of these members can't act or wrestle out of wet paper bag.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Then we go and talk about the SWAC. It's only really one coach right now that could probably save it, and that's Willie.
Yeah.
So we gonna be praying. We gonna be holding hands and singing "Kumbaya" and just hope some of these coaches can jump off the porch and be a man.
Let me ask you this, Bridges. Why do you think they're scared to get off the porch? And I'm gonna ask that to the chat. Like, what is? Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a whole buck. Most of these coaches just live in HBCU world. They coach in the HBCU world. They get recycled in the HBCU world. They go from one school to the next school to the next school, right? So if you're living in that world and you're living in that bubble, why not just, like you said, be the best WWE superstar that you can be in your bubble?
Scotty, I think they don't have the motivational backing of the school. It's not the fans, because the fans want to see it. All the fan bases love it. They want to see it. They want to be in it. But it's got to be the backing of the school. If you don't have that backing of the school, then you're not going to be motivated to get out there and do it, if you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because just like I could say with Coach Willie, you know good and damn well Coach Willie ain't going to put no chain on and hit the little teeth thing unless he really motivated to do it. And the team motivated him. And the school motivated him to do it. The school back him to do it with the team, to put some jury on and floss and gloss.
Yeah.
But everybody know that's not Coach Willie's personality. But hey, it made it on Instagram. It made it on Twitter. It got views.
Yeah.
It's just the backing of the school, man. Like you gotta have that backing of the school to be motivated to do those things, to work outside your box or to work your gimmick or to work your school. So if you don't have that motivation and then again, if you ain't winning, it's kind of hard to
that's fair.
Do what you can do.
No, that's fair. No, that winning aspect is definitely a fair point. So man, listen, I love that analogy, bro. That's a good the WWE, the leg drop. I love that. That's gonna be the season. I think that's gonna be a season goal. I'm gonna keep that around for the season, bro. But hey, appreciate the call, bro. All right, man. You know, I get it. I do understand that you gotta win. I listen, you guys ain't saying nothing that I don't know. But you know, I've talked to BJ Jones, and he said back in the days, the SWAC coaches used to talk trash to each other. Like that was a thing in the SWAC, right? And I think, to me, right, the whole thing with Eddie Robb and him saying he's not SWAC, I'm SWAC, like that is the SWAC. I'm like, I'm with that. Oh, I'm with it, right? And somebody said, what about Maynard? The only issue that I have with Maynard is he only talks when he's up. I don't like that, right? I do not like that, right? You gotta, if you're gonna talk trash, just talk trash, right? If you're gonna talk trash, if you're gonna be passive aggressive, be passive aggressive the whole time. I don't like people who are only passive aggressive when they win it. That bothers me, right? If that is like me, I trash talk. If the Cowboys winning, I'm trash talking. If the Cowboys lose, it might be not as heavy, but I'm still trash talking. Right? So to me, that's the only thing I do not like about Maynard is he's a front runner trash talker. That bothers me. Right? That absolutely bothers me. So it's to me, it's like, yo, stand on that. Be entertaining. Be entertaining. If that's who you are, be who you are. Right. But I do understand. I'm not going to take. Let me put all the variables in there. I do understand there's administration in schools that don't want that. I do understand there's people in power that hire you and fire you that do not like that. So I know there's a lot of variables within that situation. All I'm saying is at the end of the day, you have to sell a product. At the end of the day, you have to think outside the box. And I'm going to keep saying it. You either are going to be in the fold or you're going to become Wakanda. It is up to you, right? Because all I hear from alums, and this is definitely not in regards to the Meac, right? The Meac 1 has always been a conference that is willing to play and go play the best. The Meac is about football, right? And I'm hoping they add the entertainment factor with Trey Oliver. It is the opposite in the SWAC. The SWAC is about entertainment, and then football comes second, right? So that's why you keep getting your ass whooped in the Celebration Bowl. That's just pretty much how it gets down, right? You can say whatever else, but that's what it is. So for the Meac, it's learning how to be entertaining, and then for the SWAC, it's learning how to put football in the proper focus, right? And still be entertaining. So it's just all that. So my final thoughts is this. I think the Meac is going to be very interesting this year. I think from 1 to 4 is going to be a straight bloodbath, right? And if I didn't say it here, I'm going to say it right now. My bandwagon team for the Meac this year is the Morgan State Bears. I got to rock with the home team. Now, even though them Bama's are in Baltimore, I got to rock with the home team. So my bandwagon Meac team for this year is definitely the Morgan State Bears. We are I'm going to try to make it up there to see a game. You know, my mama live in Maryland. I'm from Maryland. You know what I'm saying? I like Morgan. I like Coach Wilson. I like Coach Sewell. Those my guys. I'm rocking with Morgan State through and through. Right? Don't ask me no more. I'm rocking with Morgan State. Right? I'll pick my SWAC team after SWAC Media Day. Right? So that just is what it is. So overall, guys, listen, at the end of the day, I know this is probably going to get around. People going to send this to Big Mama and whoever. Listen, I'm going to say it again. I love Tiffany Green. I love Tiffany and Jay and what they do announcing the game. I think they are the best in the business. I love the energy. They have like a brother-sister rivalry thing. I love it. But for Media Day, they gotta step that up. They gotta step it up for media day. That's just my personal opinion. KP, I'm coming to you after this, right? Big Mama, she gonna have to step it up as well, right? And the SWAC, y'all Bama's on the clock. You Bama's on the clock, SWAC. KP, coming to you.
Wow, what up, boy? What up with it, baby?
What's good, KP? Talk to me.
Bro, you potted today. You did your thing today, big dog.
Appreciate you.
You laid it on the line. Whoever needs to see this, they need to see this and improve. This what is needed because it's not that hard to put the eyes on the SWAC media coming up. My thing would be just take the format that the SEC does. And I asked that question earlier about, do you think we have enough football heads to ask these coaches these hard questions? Because I'm watching the SEC media day. They got 19-year-olds. They got 20. They had a dude that was 23. He said he always get asked about him looking like Lane Kiffin, but he's asking Lane Kiffin the tough questions like, okay, you was fifth in offensive efficiency. How you going to improve on that? You know, they asking Kirby the tough questions like, do we have those people that's in that space to ask these coaches these things? That would be my thing. And if we don't, why not invite you, Blue, SWAC, and the Fool to these medias so y'all can drill, and not really drill, but to ask these coaches these questions that the fans that may not be knowledgeable or as knowledgeable as you guys can get a better understanding of football. You know, it just got to be the format to me got to be changed, man.
Yeah, I mean, it takes like, I know Blue pays for like a lot of Blues analytics. I know he pays for that stuff so he can make sure he's very knowledgeable in that section. Me, I watch a lot of film. I break a lot of film down, so I'm knowledgeable in those sections. So it is bringing in those ringers, those guys that, you know, live this, breathe it, love it, and asking those hard questions and not just the fluffy, the fluffy poofball questions. You know what I'm saying? But it's also the Meac doing their due diligence and having, like, you know, a cheat sheet. You know what I'm saying? Like have a media cheat sheet, have a media guide getting pushed out digitally because I can bring up my SEC media day, and the SEC sent me out a media guide for every team. Do you hear me? I mean, key returner. I'm talking about in-depth stats. I'm talking about, you know, I'm not saying the SWAC or Meac can do that. The Meac can, because you got 6 of them Bamas. You know what I'm saying? You got 6 teams. So they have the opportunity to make a small, if Albany State can, you know what? I'm glad I'm about to pull that up. Albany State sent out a media guide for SIAC. So if they can do those little things, right, of key returners and things like that, then you know a little bit more in depth. And I'll say this, KP, what really bothers me about SWAC and Meac Media Day is they try to act like they're hiding something. And that really bothers me because in the SEC Pac-12, everybody knows everything. You either going to win or you're going to lose. But it's not because you're hiding this player or you're hiding that player. And you're like, somebody posted on Twitter, why is it so hard to figure out? And coaches coming there, we don't know if this person is going to be eligible, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's on you. But at least give us the information to know what it is, right? So when we ask you, you simply say, hey, you know, he is on the roster, but we don't know what he's going to be. Like, you give us the political answer, but give us the information so we know, man. It's so sickening, bro. It is so sickening.
I'm with you 100%. Because I was like, bro, that the SWAC, the Meac, we should know more about the teams before the season even starts. This is as I'm a fan, I need to know, okay, we got this player coming in or this player returning. This team, you know, this team was this how they finished off, or what's the expectations for this player or this running back group or this wide receiver room. Those questions need to be asked to these coaches at this media conference. In my opinion, man, all this, like you said, I don't want to know about your favorite chicken spot or McDonald's burger combo. I don't want to know about that, man. What's the X's and O's? How you coming into the season?
Absolutely.
How you feel about your spring game? You know, what's the expectations of the running back room? Like, grill these dudes, man. Like KP, these dudes coming up here like a second vacation. Like, this ain't it, bro.
KP,
this is where your season starts.
I love it. And let me toss you a softball one back at you, right? Like Coach Buddy Pugh threw it up for them to hit it out the park when he said, hey, I'm bringing in I got 2 new coordinators. Well, ask them, hey, what What is the new offense going to look like? What are you going to try to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to say, oh, we're going to spread it out and run. He might just say, hey, we're going to lean on the quarterback a little bit more. Corey Fields is going to be our guy. Or, hey, we got some great backs in. We got some great receivers. Or ask, how do you replace Shaq Davis? How do you replace? That's a real question. How do you replace Shaq Davis? You know what I'm saying? And all those things, and what your new OC's bringing in or whatever, those type of questions, because that's what, because the South Carolina State internet or football page ain't gonna have. I went on that page earlier today. They ain't even have the pictures of the new coaches.
That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? That's the stuff you got to deal with, man. But it just is what it is, man. But I appreciate the call as always, KP.
For sure, man. You do your thing, man.
All right, man. Hey, Coach Graham, I'll come to you. Let me answer KJ's question. She says, so if you only respect folks who talk ish when they up and down, why are we giving Willie Simmons credit for letting his nugs hang? Listen, I'm giving him credit for letting his nugs hang because, one, he wasn't going to talk trash against his boy Prom. Like, listen. KJ, let me be very clear. I would have done it, right? I would have called Prom up as my boy. If Prom is my guy, right? If Prom is my boy, let's say Mike, like, good example. Let's say Mike, my guy, right? And me and Mike, we trying to do something. We about to do a live show at Jackson State. I'm going to tell Mike straight. I'm going to say, Mike, hey, I'm going to come for your head today, right? I'm just trying to amp it up. I'm trying to get the people involved and da-da-da-da-da. That's how I would have came at it so I can build up the game. Now, how the media takes it afterwards, if you get beat the way he got beat, that the media could have took that whole way left. But there's just certain things I agree. I think he should have done it before, but now that he's not there, he does have the freedom to say whatever he wants. Why? Because he probably has his best team ever. 2, he knows you Bama's are on a down year, and 3, Prom ain't there. So I'm living with it. So I'm gonna take it. So I'm rocking with it. It's better late than never. Coach Green, coming to you.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, I agree with some of the things you were saying. I think one of the reasons, they don't get the hard questions from the main interview is because, like you said, they need to open it up to all the people that's sitting there watching. Because it seems like they let them get their questions in when the coaches start going to media row. And that's the only time they might get a tough question once they go to media row.
Yeah.
But the main interview, it seems like it's more about being more fun and all that, and just being softball with all the questions. It seems like that's one of the reasons why.
Now I'll say this though, Coach Green, like when I went to the SEC Media Day, even when they did open it up to the media, there were some softball questions to Lane and Nick, and there were some fun questions like, "Hey, you're back in Florida, Coach. What are some of your favorite stops? You're in Gainesville. What was the first thing you ate in Gainesville? You know what I'm saying? Like there was still fun in softball questions, but on top of those, they still gave you the hard hitting questions of, hey, Kirby, how are you going to deal with the NIL deals coming up? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Nick, you know what I'm saying? Your quarterback is making this much in NIL. How do you balance that over the team? Like they still had those hard questions. So I do understand at Media Day, it is to be light. It is to be fun and things like that. I get that. But then there is an aspect that you do have to ask that hard-hitting question for people to know and answer, because this is the opportunity that you hold them to the fire. You know what I'm saying? This is the opportunity where go ahead.
And that's why I say I agree with you with opening it up after Tiffany and Walker.
Yeah.
Because they don't, it's just the main interview is just Tiffany and Walker asking all the questions, and most of all their questions are light.
I agree.
And if they open it up like you suggest, they may get all the questions that you be wanting.
I'll tell you.
Because like you said, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'll just say this real quick and I'll let you finish. I apologize, Coach Green. I challenge anybody to go watch the Pac-12 Media Day today, right? Exactly what Coach Green is saying is exactly the model they went. They had 2 hosts. The host came out and asked the coach questions. And then after that, they opened it up to the media, and the media had a few questions, and they went back to the host, and then they went back to the media. So it is possible. So I just want to make that very clear. So if you get a chance, go watch the Pac-12 Media Day on YouTube, and the exact model Coach Green is talking about is the exact model they did today. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that you took it right out of my mouth. Cause I'll say, you know, when I watch the other media today, the hosts come in with the hosts always doing all the jokes. If you ever notice, if everybody ever watched any of the SEC media days or Pac-12 any day, the hosts are one throwing all the softball questions and throwing all the jokes out.
Yeah, and
then they open it up, and then some in the media row gonna come with the softball questions, like Scotty said. Then everybody else will come, and then somebody else will come in with the hard questions.
Absolutely.
Like Paul Feinbaum. He gonna come with the hard questions.
Absolutely.
And that's how I think they may have to start doing it like that. To make it more entertaining, because all them questions don't get asked till they go to media row. Like if you go watch Blue Page, he may ask some questions about the stuff that you was looking from everybody else to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the main interview he asked, and then you watch Dr. Cavill. They may ask the media questions that you wanted to hear.
Yeah, but think about it but you got to see, the thing about it is you got to think about your audience, right? Maybe somebody's just maybe somebody doesn't know about Blue's channel, right? Maybe somebody doesn't know about Dr. Cavill's channel. That's why you have it on the ESPN Plus, right? Because you got grandmas and grandpas who've been watching the Meac for so long that's where they tune in for Media Day, and they don't know how to work YouTube. So you try to get those questions answered at that particular moment. But I do agree with you. When you go to media row, you get more in depth and more more audience centric. But you know what I'm saying? But it just has to have a good balance with that.
Yeah, because I think if they open up everybody they want to ask, they're gonna have a limited amount of questions to ask before they let everybody go to media row. Like give them a certain amount of questions to ask. Every person in media got probably one or two questions, or one question and a follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
So it can keep up, so it can move through, and then let the coaches go to all the media row, and then sit down and do them little interviews that they normally do. If they want to speed it up, so it can go through quick. Do it like that. Limited to two questions, one question, and one follow-up.
I agree, man. Great call, Coach Green. Appreciate the call as always.
All right, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought Coach Green was gonna get here and protect Big Mama. Listen, Coach Green be fighting for Big Mama, boy. He be like, "Don't you be coming for Sandra?" You know what I'm saying? He be fighting for Big Mama. So I was like, "Oh, guy, Coach Green gonna come up here. He gonna fight for Big Mama. Don't talk about Big Mama like that." You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why you call it Big Mama. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, hey, Mr. Bugs, coming to you.
Scotty, what's up, baby? How you doing, big time?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Man, doing good. Up here working a little bit, man. Real quickly, I'll get to the point real quickly, man. Good show. Love what you're talking about. It sounds like, let me know if I'm off base. It sounds like that you, as well as the audience, wants more entertainment from the SWAC and Meac when it comes to Media Day, correct?
I say correct. And when we mean by entertainment is just, it doesn't have to be like a buffoonery type of entertainment, but it just has, you know what I'm saying? It just has to, like, aesthetically, visually, even if you keep the softball, you can't do both, right? You can't have softball ass questions and then aesthetically it look bad as well. If you want to do softball questions, but aesthetically it looks good, you're like, hey man, you gotta take what you can get. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just both of it at the same time. It's just like, this ain't worth it.
Yeah. So, and it sounds like what I'm hearing you guys say is the reason why you want more entertainment is because it actually drives in the eyeballs, correct?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A good product, and that a good product is always going to bring in people.
Yeah, I said it because the WWE's been around a long period of time. I'm a big WWE fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching since I was a little bit of a boy. And as we know, everybody remembers all of the characters: Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Randy Savage, Sting, you name it.
Absolutely.
And what tripped me out is it transcends from generation to generation. Well, they just sold for $9 billion.
Woo!
The WWE.
Woo!
The WWE just for $9 billion. So that actually proves that trash talking entertainment brings the eyeballs. When you bring the eyeballs, the currency follows because currency follows value. We have to, from a SWAC and Meac perspective, begin to value the consumer more. The consumer is saying, we want to give you our dollars. Just entertain us with good football and some trash talking, because that is what we're here to see. And I don't know about you, that's what attracted people to Coach Prime. My man always talking all the time.
Yeah.
He bet on himself.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is I would like for the institutions to kind of loosen the reins a little bit on the football side and even the basketball side and other sports and say,
That's
man,
good.
talk a little trash.
That's good.
Talk a little trash, man. Let's see what's going on. And you'll watch how currency begins to follow, man. But, man, love the show, man. Thanks so much for the time, bro.
And no problem, Mr. Bugs. Thank you. And listen, I know what it was like. If you're a purist, right? If you're a purist of just, you'd be like, oh, this sounds gimmicky, right? But it's not gimmicky. It's just, hey, add energy to your statement. Instead of you saying, well, we're looking to, what we're looking to do is just get, we're looking just get it going. We're just looking at, it's like, hey, listen, hey, we're trying to put Delaware State on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not, it's not really what you say, it's usually how you say something, right? So it can simply, because they give you the PC answer, we're just going to take it one game at a time, and we're just going to go try to go 1-0 every week, and da-da-da. No, it's like, hey, listen, Delaware State, I'm like, listen, Delaware State has been talked about a lot. You know what I'm saying? But we try and change the narrative. We try and do bigger and better things here. And it's not going to be an easy win when you come to whatever stadium that is, right? Like that, it's not, I'm not directly saying that to anybody, but I'm saying it to everybody. Everybody looks at Delaware State as the easy win, or everybody looks at Norfolk State as not no more. You know what I'm saying? What do we say? Behold the green and gold. So behold, we gonna get in somebody's ass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, I'm just saying, like, you don't have to say, oh, Coach Oliver's trash. Like, you don't even have to go there. It's just how, like Coach Trey Oliver said, it was like a slight, but it was still fun and was light and exuberant.
Who gonna come back and see that? Okay. Put 50 points up on Howard University. What else? Why we need to play again? Who gonna come back and see that?
That's a real. That's not a jab. That's a real statement. Who gonna come see that? You gonna come see that? Like if Coach Oliver would have went there. Hey, let me ask you a question. You gonna come see that? No, I'm asking you. You gonna come see that? You gonna come back and see a championship game after that person got beat 50, got put 50 points on them? You gonna come see that? All right, then. You know what I'm saying? So that is a fact. That wasn't a jab. That's a fact, right? So it's no different than when Deion said, yo, we trying to see if the light, and we trying to make to see if all the lights on the scoreboard work. Right? It's a passive aggressive jab, but you know what that means. It's like, yo, we trying to run the score up on you. That's what USC is going to do to Colorado. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it's that, right? It's that. So I just want to be very clear, you know what I'm saying, of what it is. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? When he asked him about the rings, he's like, what rings? He's like, class rings? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is good. That's good stuff. That is entertainment, right? And Trey Oliver has it. He has every bit of it. Because I even believe if the season didn't go the way that it went for him, and let's say he didn't make it to the Celebration Bowl, but he was the co-champ, right? He would have had something to say about it. He would have been like, oh, you see that? We the co-champ. They need to be worried. I'm just letting you know they need to be worried. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he would have had something to say no matter what the position that he was in. You get what that's the vibes I get from Trey Oliver, and that's the vibes I get from Coach Buddy Pugh. But the rest of these guys, they got to come up, man. The rest of these guys got to come up. And that's been my time, man. This has been the Meac Media Day Review. Appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. I'm going to try to listen. SWAC Media Day is next week. And I'm betting to see that banner, that wrinkly ass banner in the background, right? I'm planning to see it. So we'll see what they bring in that SWAC Media Day. We shall see. down in Birmingham. At the bottom of the what they had, a Hilton? I think they had a Sheraton. I think they at the bottom of Sheraton or Hilton or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it is. You know, come on, man. You know I'm still banned. I'm still banned, man. Stop it. Right? Stop. You know I'm banned. That's not what it is. Come on, man. You know. I just want to say, if you a super conference, I don't think a super conference was going to be on ESPN Plus.
I'm petty, I'm petty, I'm petty, I'm petty, I'm petty, I'm petty, I'm petty.
That's all I'm saying. If you supposed to be a super conference, I don't think super conference are ESPN Plus. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you got 6 teams, that's ESPN Plus worthy. 6 teams, that's ESPN. Yeah. But if you a super conference, I don't understand it. It don't make sense to me. It just don't make sense to me. It's like as soon when Dion was here, you was on. Hold up. I gotta find my my drop. Gotta find my drop. I don't know if I can find it. Yeah. I was about to find my Curse of Prime drop. Until y'all do right by Prime. Till y'all do right, ain't nothing. Let me see. Y'all lucky I can't find it. I got too many drops up in this joker. Oh, here we go. Found it.
Until you do right by me, everything you think about is gonna crumble.
Everything but the Curse of Prime. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. Y'all was on ESPN too. It was all good just a year ago. It was all good just a year ago. Y'all was sitting high, looking low. ESPN 2. It was a full house. Over 100 media outlets. Roland Martin was there. You think Roland Martin coming back? I'm just saying. All right, man. But listen, that's been my time. Listen, until next time, you know what I would do. I'm a holler. God bless.